what that music say, Andy?
Yes, sir, Amos. That music say good health to all from Rexall.
The Amos and Andy Show with Johnny Lee, Lillian Randolph, Dorothy Dandridge, Norma Green, Jeff Alexander's music, and radio's all-time favorites, Amos and Andy.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is Amos. Tonight, I'd like to introduce you to an old friend. Many of you may remember him. He was our announcer for many years. You know, it's kind of nice to have him say hello. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, your old friend, Bill Hay.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? I honestly got a thrill when Amos and Andy asked me if I would come down tonight and say hello. I certainly am delighted to know the boys are with Rexall and the 10,000 independent Rexall druggists. You know, I've been a Rexall customer myself for many years, and I can personally vouch for the quality, the complete dependability of Rexall drug products. Yes, and I'm Scotch, too. I like to get both quality and quantity for my money. And that's another reason I deal with my Rexall druggist. Take a tip from old Bill Hay. You'll be glad you started going to your friendly Rexall drugstore.
Well, last week, through a mistake in a telephone number, the Kingfish got mixed up with a girl from a Lonely Hearts Club. The Kingfish's trouble has been all cleared up, but now Andy has stepped in. And for the past week, Andy's been rushing the girl, Brenda Thompson. The first night, he took her to a quaint little gypsy cafe with soft lights and sweet music.
Isn't that music lovely, Andy?
Yeah.
That's Mendelssohn, isn't it?
I don't know. To me, one fiddle player looks just like another.
No, not the violinist, Andy. Mendelssohn, the man that wrote the spring song.
Oh. Well, what's he doing eating in a dump like this? Probably down on his luck. Where's he sitting?
Oh, Andy, you say the cutest thing. You're always joking.
Oh, did I say something brilliant again? You ought to remind me when I does, because I don't want none of them clever things I say to slip by me.
You know, this is such a quaint place.
Yeah.
I like the idea of just a candle on the table. If it wasn't for that candle, there would be practically no light.
Yeah, that's the only light, ain't it? Let me see.
Oh, Andy, you knocked the candle over, and it went out.
Yeah.
And it's so dark in here. I can't see a thing.
Yeah, well, now look, honey.
Oh, I think the waiter's coming over.
See, your candle went out. May I have a match?
Listen, waiter, you touch that candle and I'll break your arm.
After a week of steady courtship, Andy decided to take the big step. Ignoring the difference in their ages, he's decided to pop the question. At the moment, they're walking home now from a movie. It's a very embarrassing moment for the debonair Mr. Brown.
It's a lovely night, isn't it, Andy? All the stars are out.
Yeah. You know, honey, there's something I've been wanting to ask you ever since I met you.
Oh, what is it, Andy?
Well, listen, honey. You ain't gonna think I'm silly, is you?
Why, no, Andy. What is it?
Well, I was wondering if you would, the thing I want to know is if you would,
Yes?
well, you think the Russians will move through Yugoslavia this year?
Oh, Andy, what do you want to ask me?
Well, honey, I'll tell you.
Oh, look, here's a scale.
Oh, me,
Let's be weighed and see what our fortunes are. Say here, I'll go first. I have a penny right here.
Yeah, all right, go ahead. Yeah, this looked like a good scale, all right. What did the card say?
110 pounds. And you are gonna marry a man and be very happy. A young man and be very happy.
The thing must be out of order. Let me get on to the thing here and see what's wrong with it. We'll get the right thing this time.
Well, there's the card, Andy. What does it say?
235 pounds, and there's no fool like an old fool.
Oh, Andy's not. Come in, Andy.
Hi, Kingfish. I done dropped down to Lodge Hall here to tell you the good news. You know, I finally popped the question to Brenda, and she done recepted me.
Well. Put it there, boy. So you're going to be married.
Yeah.
Welcome to the ranks of the living dead.
Oh, no, Kingfish. This is real, true love. We ain't going to fight no 22-year battle at Gettysburg like you and Sapphire done.
Well, I'm just thinking here, though, Andy. You and Brenda, ain't you a little too old for her?
Me too old for her? What you talking about? Ha! If anything, she's too young for me. And after all, Kingfish, there ain't nothing wrong with no May and December marriage.
Yeah, May and December's all right, Andy. But from the looks of you there, boy, I think you done slopped over a little in the January and February, ain't you? There?
Well, it's true love, Kingfish. And age don't make no difference. After all, you know what Shakespeare say. East is east and west is west, and you're all right long as the trains don't meet.
Well, Shakespeare said that kind of stuff. I wouldn't put much stock in it. I'll tell you, though, Andy, you're finally getting hitched up and really an event, ain't it?
Oh, yeah.
You've been engaged up with a lot of gals in your life, Andy. I remember that Senorita Butterfly, Miss Blue, Abigail Simpson. And then there was that gal that worked in that diner. What was her name?
Oh, you mean Hash House Hannah?
Yeah, Hash House, yeah.
Yeah, well, that broke up kind of unexpected. The night we were supposed to elope, I caught her in the icebox with a short order cook.
Yeah, then I remember after that, why, you went with that fascinating widow, Madam Queen.
Oh, yeah. We was engaged up for 9 years.
Yeah, I remember that, Andy. She finally got you as far as the church. Whatever happened there, boy? Tell me what.
Well, Kingfish, the day of the marriage was the same day as the big New York hurricane. They just struck up the wedding march when all of a sudden a gust of wind whipped through the church, and the next thing I knowed, I was walking down the aisle with a bald-headed old lady.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That toupee of hers flew out of the window like a flying saucer with a part in the middle, didn't it?
Yeah, and I wasn't far behind it, neither. The thing was gaining altitude when I passed it on 137th Street.
Yeah, she never done forgive you for jilting her like that, did she?
No, she done hauled me into court and everything.
Well, I remember a breach of promise trial you had.
Oh, yeah, man, that was a nasty mess. It ended up with her going back to Georgia with her 2 kids.
Yeah, that must have been 10 or 12 years ago that happened, wasn't it?
Yeah, the last time I heard from her, she writ me that she'd growed some hair and would I reconsider. Well, anyway, Kingfish, all them gals is water over the dam. The only one I is interested in now is my sweet little Brenda.
Well, little Sam Cubit really punctured your heart, boy.
Yeah, he sure did. And I'm on my way up to see my loved one right now.
Yeah, well, I'll see you later, son. But just a word of advice to you. While you was smooching with her, I'd give her hair a couple of yanks just to make sure it's hurricane-proof.
Oh, Mother, I just had to telephone you. I want you to get on the next plane and get right up here to New York right away. I've met the most wonderful man, and I'm going to be married.
Oh, that's wonderful news, daughter. What's he like?
I'll tell you all about him when you get here, Mama. Now get the first plane you can.
All right, daughter. I'll be glad to get to New York again anyway. You know, New York has a lot of memories for me.
Memories, Mama?
Oh, yes. Things I never told you children about. In those days, of course, I was known as Madam Queen.
Good evening. This is your Rexall family druggist, welcoming you for the 10,000 independent druggists who have made the word Rexall part of our own store names. We've done that because we recommend and sell the 2,000 or more drug products made by the Rexall Drug Company. Like Bismarex, for example. This famous antacid with the exclusive Rexall formula gives fast and prolonged relief from acid indigestion, neutralizes excess stomach acidity, soothes irritated stomach membranes. Ask for Bismarex, Bisma-Rex, Bismarex, at any Rexall drugstore.
Oh, daughter, you have a lovely apartment here. And I see you have my picture on the piano.
Thank you, Mama. I'm so glad you got here. Put your bags right here, Mama.
Now, Brenda, tell me all about your young man. Tell me everything about him.
Well, Mama, he's coming up here this evening, and I'm not going to tell you anything until you meet him. I just know you're going to be crazy about him.
I just know I is too, daughter. Tell me, do you have a telephone here?
Yes, right in the bedroom. Do you want to telephone somebody?
Yes, and I'd rather make the call in private. This is someone I used to know a long time ago. A man.
A man?
Well, that's giving him the benefit of the doubt. And I can just thank my lucky stars that you never had the misfortune in your life to meet a man like this. He was lazy. He didn't work, and he was nothing but an all-round loafer.
But, Mama, if he's this terrible, why are you calling him up?
Well, I tell you, honey, this man I'm talking about is just like a 1918 Pierce Arrow automobile. The motor may be broken down, and it's out of date, and it ain't got no finish. It may be all busted in and scraped up. But believe me, honey, they ain't making them like that these days.
Oh, yeah, Kingfish. Everything gonna be fine. Brenda told me she got a big surprise for me this evening.
Oh,
too.
that's good.
Yeah, you want to meet me. You want me to meet somebody. I guess it's one of the out-of-town relatives.
Oh, relatives, huh? Well, it's something you got to go through, Andy. I'll never forget the time I met Sapphire's relatives. What a crowd. I tell you, they could have charged admission.
Pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, they was all lined up against the living room wall there. When I first went in there, I think the living room was papered with ugliness.
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna have no trouble. Everything gonna be smooth sailing. Oh, I tell you, wait a minute, I'll get it, Kingfish. It's probably Brenda. Hello?
Don't you hello me, you no-good loafer.
Excuse me for protruding, but who was I speaking up with you? You ain't got no wrong number, is you?
Who is it, Andy?
Oh, some nasty old lady on the phone.
Hello? Hello? Listen, Andy Brown, don't you know who this is?
Well, I don't recognize the voice, but the snarl is familiar.
This is the woman you jilted 12 years ago. The woman you done took presents and money from and then run out on.
Holy smokes, Hash House Hannah.
It is not. This happens to be Madam Queen.
No.
Well, I wonder what happened. Let me get the phone here. Hello? Listen, the party you was just talking to fell flat on his kisser. Anything I can do for you?
This is Madam Queen. Lift that bum up and put him back on the phone. He ain't getting away from me this time.
Now, look here, Madam Queen. This boy don't want you bothering him. That's all over and done with. And on top of that, he's going to get nuptialated up with somebody of this generation.
Don't you talk to me that way, George Stevens. I recognize that weasel voice of yours.
Well, don't you talk to me that way neither. You come around here and I'll fix you. I'll get my wife to punch you in the nose. That's what I'll do.
Oh, me, Kingfish. I ain't never been this nervous in my life. Madam Queen showing up just as I was all set to walk the last mile with Brenda.
Now, listen, Andy. Ain't nothing to get upset about. The thing for you to do is to marry Brenda as soon as you can. Once you get behind the iron curtain of matrimony, even Madam Queen can't bust through there.
Yeah, you're right, Kingfish. And it's nice of you to come along with me to Brenda's and give me immortal support. I sure feel better when we get in Brenda's apartment. I got a feeling that Madam Queen's going to pounce on me any minute.
Sure enough.
Oh, boy, I feel like a lamb chop with a tiger standing over me.
Well, here's the apartment, Andy.
Yeah.
Footsteps. You say that relative she wants you to meet is Mama, huh?
Yeah, I guess like in the Army, I got to pass mustard.
Yeah, well, what are you worried about, Andy? If she's Brenda's mama, she'll probably be one of them sweet old ladies. You know, the kind that sits around in a rocking chair, croqueting socks all day and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'll knock on the door here. She says she's expecting us.
Now, don't forget, Andy, when you get married, I guess the usual best man's fee of $3 a quarter. I'll be glad to stand up for you there.
Oh, hello, Andy.
Hello, Brenda.
Oh, Andy, honey, I missed you so.
Yeah, well, I missed you too, Apple and Dumpling, darling.
Oh, Andy.
If you two are through slobbering over each other, maybe you'll introduce me, boy.
Oh, yes, come in.
Honey, allow me to present you with my steamed-up friend and business colleague, George Kingfish Stevens.
Pleased to meet you, miss. And I may say this, Andy, you certainly got an eye for beauty. I wish my eyesight had been that good when I got married. I would have never stigmatized myself into what I got now.
Andy, I'm afraid I've got a little disappointment for you. Mommy isn't feeling too well. She's in the bedroom lying down. She got a terrible shock this afternoon.
Yeah, well, I got quite a shock today myself, too.
I don't know what it was, but when she came back from the telephone, she was in a terrible state.
Yeah, well, my shock come on the telephone, too. That's a dangerous instrument, all right.
Yeah, well, I tell you, the reason we come up here, Mr. Brown, want to speed up the wedding a little.
Speed up the wedding? But why, Andy?
You explain it to her, Kingfish.
Well, you see, an old friend of his just got into town, and he want to get out on to see a matrimony before he get torpedoed. That's about the size of it there.
Oh, Andy, I'm so excited. I think I'll ask Mama to come in after all.
Yeah, I'm just dying to meet her.
All
Get her
right.
in here.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Well, Andy, everything going fine, boy.
Yeah. Hey, Brenda got a nice place here. Flowers sitting around and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pictures. Somebody in the family must have done some hunting in Africa. Here's a picture on the piano here of a rhinoceros.
Let me see. Wait a minute, Andy. This rhinoceros is wearing a brooch. Must be a woman. But I swear I see that face someplace before. That ain't Lon Chaney in disguise, is it?
Wait a minute. I know where I seen this tiger shark before. This is Madam Queen.
Yeah, and look at that prescription in the corner, though. To my dearest daughter, Brenda, from Mother.
Holy smoke. I remember now, Kingfish. Before I met her, Madam Queen was married to somebody named Thompson. And she had 2 children. Oh, me, Brenda's her daughter. Oh, what a mess. Listen, Kingfish, we gotta get out of here and get out fast.
Yeah, so Brenda is Madam Queen's daughter. This is something, all right. This is the first time I ever heard of a peacock having a vulture for a mother. Come on, let's get out of here.
Come on, Mother. They're right in here. Gentlemen, I'd like you to meet... Well, that's funny. I wonder where they could have gone. Well, that's strange. His hat's still here.
Brenda, let me see that hat. A brown derby. That means only one thing. Andy Brown. Daughter, I think that Pierce Arrow I was telling you about is headed for the junkyard.
Has you got all the doors locked here at the lodge hall, Kingfish?
Yes, and they're all locked up. I got the windows bolted and everything.
Yeah, well, now listen. Kingfish, don't open that door unless I gives you my knock like this.
Right.
What a mess. Madam Queen turning out to be Brenda's mama. Oh, me, now everything is off.
Well, now, wait a minute, Andy. I've been thinking here. You know this might be the best thing that could have happened to you.
What you mean, Kingfish?
Well, now, you take Brenda. She's young now, and she's a beautiful gal. But don't forget, Andy, when you met Madam Queen 20 years ago, she was a knockout, too.
Oh, yeah, I begin to see what you mean. You mean Brenda might someday look like her mama.
Yeah, that's the way it is with women. Erosion sets in right before your eyes. Yeah, you starts in with a young pippin, and before you know it, you ain't got nothing but an old tomato. Of course, I was pretty fortunate with my wife, Sapphire. I never had to worry about erosion. You see, she was pretty well eaten up by the time I got a hold of her.
Yeah, you're right, Kingfish. Boy, oh boy, I was glad this thing turned out this way. Thinking the whole thing over, I don't want to get married nohow.
Yeah, well, everything will work out all right, Andy. Well, you won't have the embarrassment of pulling out of the marriage, you see. One thing, Andy, Madam Queen will never let you marry her daughter anyway.
Yeah, Kingfish. Oh, I tell you, I feel much better about this whole thing. I ain't afraid no more, and I'm, let me get this, Kingfish. Hello? Andy Brown talking.
Hello, Andy. This is Madam Queen.
Yeah, I know. The whole thing is off. Well, that's too bad. Ain't no sense in yelling at each other now, though.
Listen, Andy, I done had a long talk with my daughter, and we done come to one decision. If I can't have you for a husband, I'm going to have you for a son-in-law. The wedding will go ahead on schedule.
Yeah, but you see, The thing is...
Listen, Andy Brown, if you try to weasel out of this, I'll have the law on you. I'm going to get you before the altar this time, whether it's vertical or horizontal.
Now, here's your Rexall family druggist.
Everyone knows that adding a multivitamin supplement to our daily diet ensures against most vitamin deficiencies, but not everyone knows a sure, convenient, and inexpensive way of doing it.
Well, believe me, that's what I'm looking for.
Then look no longer, ma'am, and start taking Rexall Plenamins.
Plenamins?
Plenamins. Rexall's popular multivitamin capsules. 2 Plenamins a day give you 10 vitamins, including vitamin B12, plus the nutritional extras of liver concentrate and iron, and convenient. Why, the daily dosage is foil-wrapped and individually sealed. You just tear it off, and all the remainder stays sanitarily protected.
And with all that, they're not expensive?
Well, ma'am, the economy-size package costs you a little more than 5 cents a day. Remember the name, Plenamins, and remember also you can depend on any drug product that bears the name Rexall.
Yes, Calhoun, that's the whole story. Madam Queen turned out to be Brenda's mama, and you see, Madam Queen wanted to marry Andy. But when she found out Andy was engaged to Brenda, she didn't want Andy to marry her no more. So she wanted Andy to marry her daughter. Now you understand the situation?
Oh, certainly. Except for one thing.
What's that?
How did Andy get messed up with these 4 women?
Oh, listen, Calhoun, there's only 2 women. And on top of everything else, Andy done disappeared.
Well, he did, huh? Well, where's Lover Boy hibernating?
Well, I don't know. And ain't no one seen him for 2 days. And Calhoun, I figured that this is my chance to make up to Andy for all the dirty tricks I done pulled on him in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Calhoun, me and you is going to get Madam Queen off Andy's neck.
Well, explain what's got to be done, because I always like to know what I'm doing when I'm doing it.
Yeah, well, me and you is going to tell her that our dear Andy, dear brother Andy, has parted his veil of tears and is now sojourning in the great beyond. In short, he's a dead duck.
Yeah, that ought to do
Now,
it.
to clinch the thing, I'll tell her that you is an undertaker. Now take the line.
Yeah, that ought to do the thing.
Now, listen, I done called up Madam Queen, and I told her to be here at 2 o'clock sharp.
2 o'clock sharp, huh?
Yeah, now when she gets here, you going to be here with a black tie on, and we going to have... Oh, listen, Andy, how much longer is you going to hide up here in my attic over here?
Say, Amos, I'm going to stay up here till this whole thing blows over, because believe me, I ain't going to have Madam Queen as my mom-in-law.
Andy, look here, you ain't going to get no place hiding. The thing to do is to go to the woman and tell her that you has done changed your mind. And tell her that the whole thing is off your conscience.
Yeah, that's right. You was right, Amos. I'm going to go over to Lodge Hall and get the Kingfish, and then... What time you got, Amos?
It's 5 minutes to 2.
Yeah, well, the Kingfish ought to be there now. Come on with me, Amos. Oh, I tell you, Amos, when we get up there...
Well, Madam Queen, I was glad you come down to the Lodge Hall so that I could tell you this sad, sad story. I locked the door so we wouldn't be interrupted.
Oh, Andy gone. Andy gone. I can't believe it.
Yes, Madam Queen, we done put our dear beloved brother away this morning. And this gentleman here is the one that packed the box.
You bad, Andy Brown.
Well, it was dead. There wasn't much else we could do with him.
Oh, it was so unexpected. I can hardly believe it.
Yeah, well, it certainly was unexpected. 1 minute I was sitting in the room with the boy, he was smoking a cigar. The next thing I know, the cigar went out and Andy went with it.
Oh, poor Andy. Why wasn't me and my daughter notified?
Well, it was all done in sort of a hurry. You see, we wanted to ship Andy back to his hometown, and we had to make a train.
Yeah, we had to move fast. As a matter of fact, the services was held in the back of a speeding taxi.
Oh, dear. Well, he's gone. He's gone. I'll never see him again.
Well, you know what some people say. Someday he may come back. But I didn't think it'd be this soon.
What was that noise?
I didn't hear nothing. Did you, Calhoun?
No, not me. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear that neither.
Now, Madam Queen, if you'll just go out the back door here.
Kingfish, let me in.
Good heavens, that sounds like Andy.
Yeah, how you like that? The boy trying to contact us from the great beyond.
He must have got a hold of a mallet someplace on the way down.
Mercy sakes, I never heard anything like this before in my life. This is terrible.
Yeah, we can't have nothing like that. Dear departed brother, who is now trying to contact us, please go away.
Let me in.
Go away, beat it.
Kingfish, Kingfish.
Get lost, you bum.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
Kingfish, open up and let us in.
How you like that? He done brought a friend with him.
There's something phony going on here. I'm going to open that door.
Now, wait a minute, Sheriff.
Out of my way.
Madam Queen.
Now, wait a minute,
Listen,
Sheriff.
Shrimp, if you undertaker, stand by for action. Andy Brown, take this.
No, not with the umbrella. No.
Well, then, it's a nice room you got here at the hospital.
Yeah, and the doctors say you're going to take the splints off my arms and legs in a week or so.
Yeah, you certainly got in a mess, all right, Andy.
I sure did. And I'll tell you something, Kingfish, it's all on account of women. You can mark my words, Kingfish, and mark 'em again, that I ain't never going to look at another woman as long as ever I live.
Well, glad to hear you say that, Andy.
Come in.
Mr. Brown, I have your lunch here for you.
Yeah, nurse, well, just put it. Hello.
Again, here's your Rexall family druggist.
For better, more complete relief from colds, try Anapac. This exciting new Rexall product combines a well-known antihistamine with APC compound. And that's why Anapac gives prompt relief from cold symptoms, plus relief from the muscular aches, headaches, and fever that usually accompany a cold. What's more, drowsiness should seldom be encountered in this formula. Follow the dosage and instructions on the label. Remember, for all-round relief from colds, take Anapac. A-N-A-P-A-C, Anapac, at Rexall drugstores everywhere.
We certainly hope you'll visit your Rexall drugstore, Doc. That line. Good night, folks.
See you next Sunday.
Hiya, beautiful.
Get lost, Bristlepuss. You need a shave.
But I have shaved. What else can I do?
Silly boy, you can go Stag.
Go Stag? Why?
Because Stag is Rexall's exclusive line of men's good grooming aids, like Stag Brushless Shave Cream. No fuss, no massage. Just smooth it on, and presto, you get a clean, close, face-happy shave. Join the Stag line at Rexall drugstores everywhere.
Yes. To make girls care, go Stag.
Be sure to be with us next Sunday at the same time when your Rexall druggist will again present the Amos and Andy Show. The Amos and Andy Show is written by Joe Connolly, Bob Mosher, and Bob Ross. Stay tuned for the Edgar Bergen Charlie McCarthy program, which follows immediately over most of these stations. Ken Niles speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.